Hello, friends and family. Hope everybody's doing good today. This is Bob from Sam Sharp Sharpening Service, and I wanted to come to you today and explain a little bit to you about leather stropping your knife, the edge of your knife. One of the most frequent questions I get is, how long will my knife stay sharp after I sharpen it for them and hand them back? That is almost impossible to determine, mostly because the quality of the steel, don't know what the steel is, may not be named. What are you cutting? How often are you cutting? And then what are you cutting through and hitting? Are you cutting a cutting board or a concrete block or something like that? But one thing you can do to help that edge is to strop your knife occasionally. Now, again, it depends on how often that you strop. How often that you use your knife is how often you could strop to keep that edge, because stropping is a medium like leather that what I use is leather, and it's a leather that takes that final little burr or final little bits of metal that are left on your knife after a good professional sharpening. Now, I do it every time. I do it with a belt, but you never know what kind of micro damage you're doing to your blade, because let's face it, every time you cut something with your knife, when you get it right back from me, it's shaving your hair, it's shaving paper. Again, depending on the quality of the knife, is how long it's going to hold that edge. So stropping will let you get back part of that edge. Now, it's not like a sharpening. It's not a replacement to sharpening, but it's a final touch-up that'll help you maintain. It'll certainly make my job easier the next time I sharpen your knife, but it also lets you touch up occasionally. And then as you touch up occasionally, if I have to remove less steel when sharpening, because let's face it, that's what sharpening's done, is removing steel, your knife is going to last longer. And you repair any micro damage to the edge. Now, there's a lot of internet research out there that says balsa wood, basswood, denim all works for a good strop. By far, the most popular over the years and years and years has been leather. You can get them in different sizes. This is a size that I like. It clamps down to a bench, and then you can get a little bit more control over your knives. You can also get various sizes, various width. Here's a little handheld. It's got some grooves that works real good. We're going to start selling these as at Sam Sharp, and so I certainly hope you'll buy one from me. But if you do buy one, here's a few tips and to know. Now, the underside just needs to be smooth leather. It needs to be real leather, no synthetics, no pleather or anything like that. It can be smooth, like these are relatively smooth leather. Okay. Also, you can see, you'll probably recognize one of these. This is our barber style. That's the rough leather. Leather does not matter. Does not matter for the performance. Now, what the rough leather will do, as opposed to the smooth leather, is a lot of people use an additive onto a compound onto the strop itself, whether it be diamond emulsion, diamond spray, diamond paste. There's also a lot of chromium oxide. Some people call it the green bar, chromium oxide that goes in. That all helps cut a little bit more, because leather by itself is a micro grit abrasive. Very fine. That's why you're not going to get a lot of sharpening out of it, but you will repair an edge and keep an edge fine. All those add-ons, you can go way down a rabbit hole to do that. I just use plain, maybe a little bit of the green chromium oxide, to lubricate, but I'll leave that up to you if you want to explore that. But there's a lot of different ones for this video, and that smooth or the rough is either the rough tends to hold the compound better, but doesn't really help the performance in any. But I wanted to give you a couple of tips. Regardless, we're going to start with one of these. This is just a handheld, and it works fine. Doesn't matter what color knife or what size knife that you use. Doesn't matter the size. You can see different widths. Okay, some widths are a little bit more convenient depending on the size of your knife. But this small one, have a small pocket knife. Key, absolutely key. Do not strop going towards like you're trying to slice off a piece of the leather, because you know what? You will. You go back. You go, this is called edge trailing. So the edge is trailing the spine of the knife. So you want to start on this corner, and you want to come all the way down, and you want to end at this corner with the point of the blade. So you start at the top and you go down and you go kind of diagonal across. Then you flip it over. You do the same thing. You start at the edge here and you come back this way. Now, there is a little bit of pressure. There's not a lot of pressure. You want to listen to the noise. You want to hear the noise, the blade going up against the strop, and you'll be able to hear. You shouldn't have a sore wrist when you're done stropping. Okay, it should be mild pressure, and you can experiment with that. I usually go, if it's just normal maintenance on a knife, if I'm sitting and waiting, I'll usually do 5 swipes on each side. Okay, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The alternating doesn't matter. You can do 5, and then you can do 5. You can do 10. 25 is not going to make a difference over 5 if you do it regularly. Okay, but always remember, second tip is on any knife. Actually, let me pick up the big knife and I can show you the difference. Okay, so here's a kitchen knife. Same thing. Now, kitchen knife's a little bit harder, a little bit more bulky to do on a handheld, but same thing. You start at the edge and you come all the way across and you go to the point. Okay, you turn it over, always edge trailing. Okay, you go this, you're going to slice it up. Okay, you go back, you go all the way across. Okay, now the second tip is the center of this blade, because of just, I guess, geometry or physics, I don't know. This part of the blade is going to get more stropping than the ends because you start at the end, okay, and you're coming across the middle, okay? So you can move a little bit faster in the center and then slow down at the edges. You're probably splitting hairs. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but just keep that in mind. If you're expecting a really, really sharp point, you got to do a little bit more. If you want to do this, you can do this, okay? And you can go all the way down this way, more efficient, to just get a fluid flow. Now, third tip, okay, don't worry about the angle, okay? Ultimately, if you're stropping, you should strop at the angle that it was sharpened at. Most people are not going to know that. If you do, great. You still have to hold it. I would come at about a 45-degree angle and then come down. So you're guessing about 30, 35 degrees and just hold it consistent all the way across. Again, you're only doing 5 swipes. You're not taking off any steel. So you're fine. You're not going to mess up your bevel. Okay. If you have a very, very soft knife, which means a very, very cheap knife, you do have the chance of rolling over the edge. But hopefully, your knives are such, if you find that it's really, really dull afterwards, that could be what's happening. Reduce your pressure. But about a 35 degree, just hold it, okay, and come back. And again, whatever's better for you. If you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turn it over, that's fine too. But that all works good. So again, different sizes, doesn't matter. None of these do a better job. Mine doesn't do a better job on the belt. It's faster. It doesn't do. This doesn't do a better job. These do not do a better job. It's just convenience. Again, handheld, keep your hand below the level of where the knife's going, okay? And some of these are bigger than the others. Some of them have a paddle on the front. That's all okay, all the same. This one, again, if you've got a big knife, you can bolt this or you can clamp this one down to a bigger one, and you can work this with 2 hands, and it gives you a little better support instead of getting wobble out here on the end and reduce, changing the pressure. But 2 hands go back and forth, and it also helps you hold the angle, but that requires a bigger strop. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you'll consider stropping your knives. I hope you'll consider buying one from me, but that would be awesome. But maintain those knives. And then when you come see me, I'll be able to look at it and smile and say, this is not going to take much work, to get it back sharpened. And your knives will last longer and you'll be happier and they'll be sharper. So I hope everybody has a great day. I hope this has been helpful for you and I hope you have a great day and see you soon. Bye.